Hey guys, what it is, what it is, what it always is. It's your boy. Back for another night of stimulation of the mind. Hope you're ready. So last night where we left off, we were talking about some comments that Cognitive Burnout, Shoutout, had made about my video of when I went to get a job and I said I don't want to work in the real world. He suggested that that's an interesting concept, not wanting to work in the real world. So I took that to heart, thought about it for a while, and I came up with last night's video, which was loved and adored by at least tens. I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying. But anyway, so it brought up some interesting stimulation of the puck up here about the real world and about the virtual world and people's places within those two worlds. I discussed how mentally ill people tend to want to be in the virtual world, where quote unquote normal people want to be in the real working world. Got my little cheat sheet. Comments I took from last night's video. You can just look at the video. I had my son, the genius, copy this off for me, but as you can maybe tell, didn't get all the content, so I have to use my little crooked wheel and see if I can get the hamster to run a little faster. Had a comment here, several comments from the Blurs, my boy, from the two Long Island. A little Cognitive Burnout with a little more info, and happy with his little shout out, which is always fresh. The Blurs bust out some sweet stuff as usual. He stimulates the brain. He makes you think in a, I'm trying to even describe, in a Blursy kind of way, which I think is pretty fresh. By the way, new video up for the Blurs today. Go check it out. Him and the moms go check out some trees and take a piss. He does. They're not moms. Man, she might have, I don't know. I didn't see that part, but I saw the Blurs give me the shout out during piss time. Good job, buddy. Okay. But he comes up with something here that I would like to go over tonight. You see, it's an extension. Remember last night I said that I come up with 5 questions for every answer. We have a little more mental stimulation tonight to add to the topic. Wherein the Blur said 16 hours ago. First of all, he thought the word redo, title of the video, was interesting. He still doesn't understand what it means. Basically, just a second time, a redoing of the original. But he also mentions where I said I don't want a job in the real world, as Cognitive Burnout mentioned. However, the Blurs takes a little different mentally ill direction, if you will. That is right along the mentally ill way of thinking, which is very imaginative, very smart, very intelligent, very good way to think. Because you see, us mentally ill folks see things a little differently than the average man. We're blessed with a little more intelligence areas that people don't understand. He says, why doesn't Mikey want a job in the real world? Because the real world is fake. That's right, he said it's fake, non-real, a fiction, a wannabe. People following their dreams, reaching their God-given potential, being creators is real. The real world is a bunch of fakers, a bunch of actors. So, interesting points. Something to think about. Something got Mikey's wheels turning again. The real world as being fake. Heavy thinking. Because if you're going to think the real world's fake, that means you're turning the real world on its head. That means we're seeing a lot of things out there that aren't real. For instance, we can see the man who runs a charity taking money from the homeless, but you don't see him that night in the hotel room paying the hooker. Or the priest that's preaching against child molestation, getting online and looking at child porn. Is the real world fake? As proposed by my boy, the Blurs. I think he's onto something here, folks. I really do. In a lot of ways, I think that mentally ill people, as he says, are the real people. Why? Because mentally ill people have the empathy, the care, the love, the concern, the God-given gifts to man. We ain't fake, folks. Mentally ill people tend to throw it out there and throw it down like it is. And I had a light go out. Un momento, por favor. How many times does a mentally ill light go out? Oh man, my life, guys. But getting back to the point, I think Blurs is onto something, because I think in a lot of ways the real world is fake. You see, I went over the scenario yesterday of how it throws down for a normal person. Getting up, getting ready, going to work, coming home, eating some Cheerios, watching some TV and hitting the hay. And I told you about how the mentally ill, especially the Mikey, because that's who I can talk about, because I'm the Mikey, how he goes through the day and struggles. However, Mikey feels empathy for the downtrodden. Mikey feels the love, the compassion for the people that other people don't find the love and compassion in. You see, Mikey feels the deep down care. Now, I'm not saying that people in the real world don't feel this way. I'm just saying, and the whole point of the conversation, the whole point of the Blurs comment, is that there's a lot of fake people out there. Let me give you an example. I used to work for a specific plumbing company. They treated me like shit. They were mean to your boy. They told your boy he was stupid. They verbally abused your boy. They made him afraid to go to work. They took advantage of his weaknesses. They made fun of him. They gave him the quote-unquote shitty jobs, and I'm being literal here. some of the worst times of Mikey's life that year, folks. Guess what? Mikey went on to Google the other day, to Google so-called job, to see how bad the reviews were. Mikey's thinking 2 stars out of 5. At tops 3 stars out of 5. No, they're rated at a 4.7 out of 5. And all the comments are, we love them. They are so wonderful to work with. They treated me like gold. Well, guess what? They treated me like crap. They're fake. Fake. Just as the blur says. Perfect example of fake in the real world. Find it every day, guys. They hide behind smiles. They hide behind good reasoning for the job. The 2 bosses of the company, I knew them better than most. They were not very nice, but yet they come across kissing ass to most people if you were to ask them. That's what they would tell you, is that they're wonderful. Mikey knows the truth. Mikey was there. He did it. Mikey talked to other guys that have worked for this company that tell me I'm not alone. Fake. Fakeness in the real world. Now, the mentally ill. Fake? Or are we following our dreams, reaching our God-given potential, being creators? I would tend to agree with the blurs. And I also think another reason besides the anonymity, if that's a word, anonymous nature is what I mean by this. I think besides that fact, mentally ill people like to work in the virtual world because we're not fake. Throw it out like it is. We tell it like it is. How many people do you know would come on here and tell you about all the jobs they've lost? About the manic episodes, about the times they weren't so nice. How many real world people are going to come in here and throw down the truth? That aren't going to give you your Facebook full of summer vacations, new cars, big promotions at work, all the wonderful things your kids are doing. Fake? Facebook? What do you guys think? I think I know what a lot of people think. Anyway, yeah, so us mentally ill people, hey, we got our problems. I mean, we definitely have our problems, you know. One of our own goes out on a murdering spree because they're off the drugs. Can't get their pills, they're homeless, or they just plain have a little manic episode. Go out and kill some people. Now we're all killers. We're all bad people. We're people to be mocked and scorned and spit upon. Because that's how we're viewed in the movies. That's how we're viewed in the media. Where the truth is, mentally ill people are most likely to be the victims of crime and violence, not the perpetrators. Stigma? Stigma much out there? A lot of fake people stigmatizing the mentally ill. Question. Throwing it out there. Don't want to say anything that's too controversial. Just a deep topic. Just some of those questions that the Mikey has to ask, as I said. 5 answers for every question. My brain is going. But I don't have 10 hours for the vid. You guys don't want to watch me for 10 hours. I could probably talk for 10 hours. Very good topic. If you guys want to continue it, there's more room in the comment section. Shout outs to Cognitive Burnout for his participation in the topic. Shout out to the Blurs for his participation. And this conversation continues. We talk about stigma once more, because Mikey's covered it before, but maybe it needs more discussion. God bless y'all. God bless the USA. Fake or real? Let it sink in.